Ladies and gentlemen, sit down and buckle up because today I have an absolute banger video for you. My name is Jeremy. I help online coaches scale their businesses with ads and appointment setters and teams and systems and all that fun stuff. If you want to learn more about that, check out the main video on my channel, but let's get straight into it. So today in this video, I'm going to show you exactly the number one way how you can triple your price virtually overnight for your online coaching business. So we're going to start with the golden rule. And then we're going to go into a bit of an equation here and then use another equation and show you live examples of exactly how you can tactically do that today. So let's get cracking. The golden rule, basically what you want to do is you want to kind of map out two different things. So here we've got the price of your program. And here we have the perceived value of your program. Two very different things. So how do we increase the price? We want to follow the golden rule, which means we want the perceived value of our program, let's call that a 10, to be 10 times more than the cost. Now, one thing to understand is perceived value. Perceived means it's a perspective. It's a perception, which means it's very subjective. Like beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So every prospect is going to be a little bit different. There's no black and white rule here to follow. It's not binary, but it's all about perspective and perception. So there's ways that we can do it. There's things that we can do to make the perception of our offer, of the value that we're providing seem a lot higher than maybe it actually is. So that's it. If you suck at what you do and you don't have a good offer and you're not good at what you do, don't do this because I don't want you to screw people over. Okay. So we're not here to do that. If you're watching this video and you've been watching my channel, I hope that you're actually good at what you do and you actually make a good impact and help people out and change their lives. So that's who this video is for. If that's not you, get out of here, unsubscribe. But if that is you, subscribe as well. Okay, so anyways, the golden rule. We want to make, we kind of just covered that, right? We want the perceived value to be at least 10 times higher than the cost that we're charging. So for example, like I was just in Mexico with 18 of my clients for about 5 days, and it was incredible. We had a villa that sleeps 40 people, a 50-foot yacht, masterminds and workshops. It was just so much fun. We poured an ungodly amount of champagne all over the floor, and that's what we do here. So nonetheless, while I was there, I was talking to Tom, and the week before Tom got there, one of my clients, he had just crossed $100,000 since he joined my program, since I helped him start from scratch. And so just a very clear, why don't we use a real example here, right? We'll use Tom as an example. He paid me $10,000, 10K. I helped him make $100,000, 100K. That means the discrepancy between the cost and let's call it perceived value, even though it's tangible, practical, real value now, because we're on the other side and we've actually worked together, is 90,000, right? He got $90,000 worth of value from paying me 10K, right? 100 minus 10 is 90. So obviously this isn't to scale, right? It's an illustration. So relax. But nonetheless, if we look at that, that means that I've done this very well. That means that if you pay me 10K, I'm going to try my best to give you 100K plus at least worth of value. But here's the thing. Now Tom knows exactly what to do. And he literally just got another 7,500 paid in full today as I'm recording this video. Now Tom knows how to do that literally as many times as he wants for the rest of his business career, which is invaluable. So this honestly is almost like infinite, because let's say he's in business for the next 10 years. Think about how much money he's going to make following the principles and the systems that he was able to learn from joining the program. That's nuts, right? So that's kind of cost versus perceived value. That's point number 2. So there's 2 ways that we can increase this. Either one, we can decrease the price, right? If you drop down to 5K, then naturally, if it's 5K, then it costs half as much, and then this doubles. The perceived value doubles because now you're getting like I don't know, what's like 20 times, right? So the golden rule, this was like 10 times more value than what you paid. Now this is 20 times more value than what you paid. So that's very good, right? But that sucks. I don't want to drop my price. And you probably don't either. So let's scrap that. That's number one. The other way is we increase the perceived value. This is what we want to focus on. This is what we want to do. And I'm going to show you some examples using Alex Hormozi's value equation right now to show you how we can do that, right? Because if we raise this to, let's say, 200K worth of value, then that's way better and that's way more attractive. Your offer is going to sell like hotcakes, right? We want to do this. So what's the value equation? It is dream outcome times perceived likelihood of achievement of that outcome over time delay times effort and sacrifice. So what we want to do is we want to maximize and increase the top, and we want to minimize and decrease the bottom. So these are the variables you can play with if you want to increase the perceived value, right? You can either shorten the time frame. If you decrease the amount of time it takes to get results, which is exactly what I did, it increases the perceived value of your program. So for example, what I used to do was I used to have the program set up in a way that I just saw everybody else make their programs, right? It was like, okay, you join, we got point A here, and then you're trying to get to point B. So, okay, first we do the offer. No, first is mindset training. And then we talk about the offer. And then we go into like, I don't know, marketing and then sales and then appointment setting and then like VSLs or whatever, and then ads. But I was like, so then it took like a month or two to get to the ads part. But why did people buy from me? They bought from me and they joined my program to solve a traffic problem at the end of the day. That's the main thing, right? So why are we waiting to the very end to solve the traffic problem? What I did is I've completely flipped this around where now literally on our first call together, we just script out your ads, and then week one, you solve your traffic problem, and then you just bought back a lot of time. So I decreased the time to value, which means I increase the perceived value of the entire offer, meaning it's way more attractive now because you're way more likely to get way better results a lot quicker, which is what we want, right? Effort and sacrifice. If I told you, yeah, join my program and I'll teach you exactly how to send 100 messages a day to cold strangers who tell you to screw off, that want nothing to do with you. And then maybe you'll sign like 1 or 2 clients next month, maybe. You just got to work really hard. That's not attractive. Instead, what I did was like, okay, well, we've got the funnel, top, middle, and bottom, right? That's a T. And we want business to be as simple as possible, right? I don't know about you guys. I don't want to work that much. So we can automate our top of funnel with ads. Make an ad, like make a good ad that hits. It might take a little bit to figure that out, right? Like we're testing and we're always testing different ads and until we find the winner, and then we scale the piss out of it. So, but we can automate that. Then you don't have to think about ads. You don't have to think about traffic. You don't have to think about leads, because it is fully automated. Middle funnel, we build sales assets and content that does all the pre-selling for you. Automated. Bottom of funnel, sales and appointment setting. Pretty much delegated, right? Hire setter, and then like you're laughing. So effort and sacrifice is pretty low because we've built systems and a very lean, small team to decrease the effort and sacrifice it takes to get results. So you don't have to work very hard. A lot of the time, during the day, I'm like, what the hell do I even do? What do I work on? And I get asked, my clients ask me all the time, like, Jeremy, I've got so much time in the day now. Like, what do I do? I'm like, well, that's an easy question. And I actually talked about it today. But that's a topic for another video. Or maybe save that for inside the program. But nonetheless, short answer, higher leverage activities that are going to grow the business, right? We want to work on the business instead of in it. So if you can delegate and automate all the tasks that are working in the business, then that allows you to work on it, which is a lot more fun. So Boom. There we go. Right. We covered time delay. We covered effort and sacrifice. Now, dream outcome. What's the dream outcome you're selling? If you're saying, I help people that are at 5K a month get to 10K a month, it's like, okay, that's cute, right? That's fun. It's not very attractive. Instead, it's like, oh, if I help coaches that are stuck between like 5 and 30K a month get to like 50 to 100K a month, that's pretty solid. Making more money while working less. That's a dream outcome, right? By automating, delegating everything over here, getting results a lot quicker. It's like, when you do this right, like this is like literally exactly all I did. And I scaled from zero to over $200,000 a month in like 8 months from scratch, just by applying the systems that I teach my clients. So the dream outcome's there, right? You really want to make sure you got that dream outcome. And a good way to do that is you map out where are they at right now? What's their point A? What's their point B? And how can you position your vehicle or your offer? That's supposed to be a car. How can you position your offer as the vehicle that's going to get them from where they are to where they want to be? And the more clear of an idea of an understanding you have about where they want to get to and exactly where they're at right now, then the better this becomes. And the more competence you develop, so the better you get at actually doing the thing, and the better the dream outcome becomes. Because if I can only help somebody get to 10K a month because that's all I've done, that's okay, right? That's like a 2 out of 10. But if I can help somebody get to 100K a month, which is what I have done now, that's way more valuable, right? So the dream outcome is just a lot bigger. It's a lot higher than like before. So that comes with competence. It comes over time as you get better and better at your craft. That's why it's important to keep studying, keep learning, increasing skills, stuff like that, right? And then, so we covered that. Now, perceived likelihood of achievement. What are the chances that this actually works, that I actually get the outcome, right? So with this, like, you probably get objections in sales calls. It's like, oh, and maybe you haven't heard this, but I can guarantee you prospects are thinking this. Maybe you just haven't really sifted through that smoke screen to find the real objection. But a lot of the times, your offer might sound very good and appealing, but they just don't believe it's going to work for them. Everybody wants to think they're cute and special, right? Unique. Oh, I got a different problem than this other guy. It's like, brother, man, no, you don't. You probably don't. It's probably the same shit, man. Like, the principle's universal, but the application of those principles varies, right? So obviously there's going to be some outliers and stuff like that. But chances are the principles are going to work for you as well. So you really want to show a lot of different examples of people just like your dream clients getting the results, getting the dream outcome in a short amount of time with not a lot of work. If you do that, and that chips away at that objection, making their perception, the perceived likelihood of achievement, of achieving that dream outcome, we make it a lot better. We make it a lot easier for them to realize, dang, maybe this can work for me. Maybe this will work for me, right? And when they actually see themselves and they believe themselves able to do it, they're gonna be a lot more likely to hop on board and take action. So you can play around with each one of these variables. Each one of those is gonna raise this bar a little bit higher, right? Each one of those is going to get you up here and then to up here and then to up here. And then how you market this as well is very important. Because it's one thing to have this, but if nobody knows about it, then like you're kind of screwed, right? There's no point in having it if nobody knows about it. You have the best offer. You can be the best coach in the world, but if nobody knows about it, then like you're broke, which is why we need to just absolutely blast ads to make as many people know about us as possible, especially if you're actually good at what you do, because then we can make a big impact, which is really cool. And that's what we're here for. And speaking of impact, quick little side tangent. I just got off the phone with an executive from Operation Underground Railroad, which is a charity organization. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Sound of Freedom, about human trafficking, like children, sex slavery, stuff like that. Sucks. I watched that movie. It pissed me off back in August. So I donated half of all sales for that week to this charity to save children. And we raised over 30 grand. That was donated. So it was like a 60 something K week, and gave half that away. And then talked to the executive, and he said that he told me that we saved 22 children, which is insane. So not only are we making an impact on our clients' lives, on our own lives, but if you can build something that is just an absolute moneymaker, disgustingly profitable machine where you actually scratch all of your itches, your clients get exactly what they want and what they're paying for, and then you can actually make a really big impact too on the world, on other people that you don't even know. That's something cool. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys for supporting me with that too. It means a lot. And probably, I think by the time this video drops, I'm actually going to be in El Salvador building 30 homes with my church on a missions trip, which would be insane. So that's cool. But that wouldn't be possible if it weren't for ads. So I don't have to do lead gen when I'm away. Middle funnel, content, BSL, sales assets, everything that's dialed in, automated. I don't have to think about it. And then I got a team, I got an appointment setter to run the DMs, go for some DM closes, sign people up, and then I'll on the board them when I'm back. And right now I'm in the process of hiring a CSM to help with fulfillment delivery once they're a client. So it's gonna be cool. But yeah, when you build your business the right way, it doesn't have to suck the soul out of you, right? And you can actually give back to people and do things that make a good dent in the world. But nonetheless, getting back on track here, that's exactly how you can literally triple your price overnight or double it or whatever the hell, right? Doesn't matter. But you want to make sure that you follow the golden rule, right? You want to make the value or the perceived value 10 times the cost. And then cost versus perceived value, right? There's two ways you can do it. You can either decrease the price or increase the perceived value. We always want to push for increasing perceived value because nobody wants to charge less. This is dumb. And then you can literally, how to do it on a tactical level is use value equation examples. So play around with these specific variables of the value equation. And I show you examples of how to do that for each one for your specific offer, how I've done that as well. And then from there, your perceived value is going to skyrocket through the roof. So that's it for this video, guys. And hopefully this was helpful. If you guys like these kind of videos too, where it's just straight sauce, let me know. I can do a lot more of these too. I got a lot of good stuff for you, and I want to see you guys win because yeah, you guys supporting me means the world to me and allows me to do things that are very important to me. So appreciate that. But yeah, let me know down below if this was helpful. If you want to learn more about what I do, how I can help you actually implement this into your business, like together with my direct help and whatnot. That's one thing we do inside the program. So if you want to learn more about that, check out the main video pinned to my channel. It's literally a full breakdown of the entire funnel that we build, the whole client acquisition system, the program. The program looks a little bit different now. I had it hosted on Notion, but Notion shit the bed and stopped loading videos. So it's all over on School now, which is awesome. It's just super simple. And then I use Slack for the community too. So same kind of, like everything else is pretty much the same. It's just a lot better now because I've updated it a couple times since that video. So it's literally even better. And I'm in the process of rebuilding my program again because I just hired somebody who used to be head of client success for Hormozi's largest portfolio company to help me rebuild my program into a true 8-figure program. So I got a lot of homework ahead of me over the next 3 to 6 months. And then you got some exciting stuff on the way. So I'm super stoked on that. In other news, I'm probably going to be chipping away at potentially building something for the beginners, helping guys get to 5 to 10K a month. So you can actually join my main program now and scale up. So if that is of interest to you, let me know down below, because if there is a lot of demand, then I'll do it. If not, then it's not really worth my time. But I want to see more of you guys win and succeed. And yeah, so we all got to win. We all got to eat, and we all got to grow together. So that said, lots of love, guys. Appreciate you. I'll see you in the next one.